Stock Market Crash 2025, what you must know before it's too late. The stock market just had its worst single-day drop since 2020. The Dow plunged over 1,600 points. The Nasdaq tumbled nearly 6%. And now, people are panicking. Inflation is heating up. Morgan Stanley says the Fed might not cut rates at all this year. But what if I told you? This chaos might actually be the biggest wealth-building opportunity of the decade. In this video, we're going to break down what's really happening beneath the headlines, why so many people are making the wrong financial moves right now, and most importantly, what you can do today to protect your money and even grow it before it's too late. Because the truth is, markets crash, panic spreads, wealth transfers. The only question is, will you be the one who loses or the one who's ready to win? Let's get into it. Part 1. The crash no one wanted, but everyone feared. The US stock market just had its worst day since 2020. One day, and the Dow fell over 1,600 points. The Nasdaq, nearly 6% gone. Just like that. People are panicking. Social media's on fire. News anchors are using words like collapse, meltdown, and free fall. But if you take a breath and look past the noise, this crash isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about fear. It's about uncertainty. And it's about how you respond when the world feels like it's spinning out of control. Because behind this chaos is a perfect storm. Inflation still running hotter than expected. Tariffs reigniting cost pressures on businesses. And now, the Fed may not cut rates in 2025 at all. Morgan Stanley says rate cuts are off the table. That changes everything, because interest rates are the oxygen of the market. Without cuts, growth slows, spending tightens, and confidence, it disappears fast. Meanwhile, politicians say everything's going according to plan. They always do. But you and I, we feel the real effects in our portfolios, our paychecks, our future. So here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. This isn't the end. It's a test. And how you respond to this moment could define your next decade. So don't panic. Don't run. In this video, I'll show you what's really happening and how smart everyday Americans are not just protecting their money, but positioning themselves to grow it. Let's dig in. Part 2. Tariffs, inflation, and the Fed, the pressure cooker of 2025. So what exactly is fueling this market chaos? Why are investors panicking? And why is Wall Street suddenly losing its mind? 3 words: tariffs, inflation, uncertainty. Let's start with tariffs. A tariff is basically a tax on imported goods. So when US businesses buy materials or products from overseas, they now have to pay extra. Sounds simple. But here's the ripple effect. If companies pay more to bring in goods, they either eat the cost or pass it on to you. And in most cases, they raise prices. That brings us to inflation. Tariffs drive up costs. Inflation already exists. Now those two forces are stacking, creating what economists call compound inflation. And here's where it gets even messier. The Federal Reserve, our central bank, was expected to cut interest rates in 2025. Why does that matter? Because lower rates mean cheaper borrowing, faster business growth, a more confident stock market. But now, not happening. Morgan Stanley just said they no longer expect the Fed to cut rates this year. Why? Because they believe these new tariffs could keep inflation too high. So the Fed is caught in a trap. If they cut rates, inflation could spiral. If they don't, the economy could slow down even more. Either way, uncertainty wins. And if there's one thing markets hate more than bad news, it's uncertainty. But here's the key takeaway. Every economic storm creates 2 types of people: those who freeze and those who prepare, those who panic and those who position. This moment, it's not just a warning sign, it's a wake-up call. And in the next part, I'll show you how smart investors are thinking right now and exactly what they're doing, while everyone else is running scared. Part 3. Smart money moves, how investors think in a crash. So the question now is, what do you actually do when the market crashes? Most people, they panic. They sell. They run to cash and wait for things to feel safe again. But the truth is, By the time it feels safe, the opportunity is already gone. Let's flip the script. Think about this. When your favorite store has a 50% off sale, you run to grab the deals. But when the stock market drops 20%, most people run away. Why? Because investing is emotional, and fear clouds logic. But the smartest investors, the ones who build real wealth, they don't get scared when prices fall. They get curious. They ask, is this a good company? Is this a long-term trend I believe in? Am I getting this at a discount right now? They understand one powerful truth. Market crashes are not the end. They're the beginning of opportunity. Warren Buffett famously said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." And right now, most people are fearful. But the smart money, it's paying attention. It's moving quietly, and it's planting seeds that will grow when everyone else is still recovering. So ask yourself, do you want to react like the crowd, or do you want to move like an investor? Because this crash might not be your biggest loss, it could be your greatest opportunity if you know how to use it. Part 4, the real pain. Prices up, paychecks flat. Let's talk about what really hurts the most right now. Not just the stock market, but the daily reality for millions of Americans. Between 2019 and 2024, official data says prices rose about 23%, but the median household income only went up 20%. Now that might not sound like a big gap until you feel it. Your rent is up. Groceries cost more, flights, gas, healthcare, all more expensive, but your paycheck still stretched thin. And here's the part no one wants to admit. That 23% inflation, that's the official number. What you actually feel at the gas pump or in the grocery store, that's often way higher. So while you're just trying to keep up, the stock market from 2019 to 2024 grew nearly 80%. Let that sink in. Your income grew 20%. Your expenses grew even more. But investors, their wealth almost doubled. That's not just a gap. That's a growing divide between those who work for money and those who make money work for them. This is why financial education matters more than ever, because if you're not investing, you're falling behind, even if you're working hard. And this isn't about being rich, it's about being ready. Ready for the next emergency, ready to protect your family, ready to take back control, one smart decision at a time. It starts with understanding the system we live in, because once you see the game, you'll never look at money the same way again. Part 5. This is how you protect and build wealth now. We've talked about the crash, we've talked about inflation, and we've talked about the pressure that every household is feeling right now. So the big question is, what can you actually do about it? First, don't panic. Market crashes are part of the game. We've seen them in 2000, 2008, 2020, 2022, and now again in 2025. Each time, people thought it was the end. Each time, the market eventually recovered, but only those who stayed in the game won. Second, live below your means. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but if you're spending every dollar you make, you have no cushion to invest, no safety net, and no freedom when prices rise. Third, keep investing consistently. Even small amounts add up when you stay disciplined. When markets fall, you're buying at a discount. When markets rise, you ride the growth. This is what smart investors do, even in times of chaos. And finally, understand the system. You don't need to become a Wall Street genius, but you do need to learn how money works. Because in 2025, financial literacy is survival. This isn't just about getting rich, it's about staying ready, protecting your family, creating freedom on your own terms, not just reacting to the next crisis, but being prepared for it. So take this crash as a wake-up call, not to run away, but to start building with purpose, with discipline, and with clarity. Because wealth isn't built when everything's easy. It's built in moments like this, when everyone else is too afraid to act. You've just made it through a financial storm. But don't forget, the wealthy don't stay rich because the market always goes up. They stay rich because they know what to do when it crashes. Right now, a lot of people are panicking, but you You're learning, you're thinking, you're preparing. You don't need to time the bottom. You just need a clear plan. You don't need a fortune to get started. You just need to start and stick with it. And if this video helped you in any way, hit that like button to support more honest financial content. Drop a comment. What did you learn, or what are you still unsure about? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-world strategies to help you not just survive the crash, but come out stronger on the other side. This is not a time for passivity. It's a time for action. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, the market may crash, but your future doesn't have to.